Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is Thursday. Week's almost over. We've got 2 more days, right? And for the people overseas, you probably only got 1 more day left to go. So that's awesome. And I was just showing this trophy here. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I'm Greg Mester, Agile coach and Scrum Master. Just here to talk about tactical and practical ideas on Agile and Scrum and how they can help you get your stuff done, get home to your family, have some fun, work on some entrepreneurial activities, volunteer in your community, make some money as a business, and then maybe have some fun along the way and make it a little bit less stressful. And today I'm on the first international virtual Agile and Marketing Summit. So you can catch me. I put some links on all our channels and I'm just posting up. It's just something fun to do. You know, it's like I said, you got to be able to take advantage of when things happen and just say, sure, why not? Doesn't hurt. And then share some ideas. So it was fun. We'll see how my first international programming goes. And if you need to find it, it's summit.agilesales.pro. I'm one of the speakers on there. It's free for 24 hours. I'm posting links up so everybody can see it. And it was a fun thing to do. And I'm probably going to have to try to recopy the idea here in Philadelphia and different areas too. I like the concept. I figured out how they did it, and it was fun. So we'll talk about a couple things today. I want to hit the distributed team model and daylight savings time a little bit because I said all throughout the week I would talk about that because it's so new and things happening. And then I'm going to talk about the one of the keys, and I mentioned in the video, to success in Agile and Scrum and in general and things doing. Related to definition done, and I stole my kid's trophy. He got a little soccer trophy. I don't necessarily agree with getting trophies every time. It's not my way. I wish they would just give a medal out maybe, but you know, you got a trophy and it's like, we're going to talk about the done. So I figured I had the trophy. And so distributed Agile teams, team norms. We talked about all throughout the week about things to do, like chiming in on Slack if you can't make a meeting, the time difference, do some notes and meeting notes and how to do that. You know, a lot of these topics, what I really recommend is make them part of the team norms. And the reason why I say this, it lowers the stress level of the team. If everybody agrees to how they're going to operate, it's not them making up the rules, it's the team rules. So for example, in your team norms, you have a daily scrum, usually at a certain time. And you tell everybody be there at the same time and we'll keep it, and you agree how you're going to operate and be respectful and one person talk at a time. But one of the other things you can write in there, hey, if you can't make the meeting, we want you to record in Slack or Mattermost or Teams or whatever continuous chat you have, or persistent chat, and write down what did you do, what are you going to work on, and any blockers, and make that as part of the team norms, so that everybody feels okay if they don't make the daily scrum. It shouldn't be a stressful moment. It should not be, oh man, I gotta get there. I gotta get the daily scrum. I'm late. I'm gonna miss it. Relax, right? The world's not gonna come to an end. All you need to do is share what you have. And if somebody has something for it, you can go back up on the persistent chat and say, hey, Greg, saw your thing, what you didn't, sorry you couldn't make daily scrum. Hey, can you do me a favor? I need your help reviewing, and this is what I put up. So that way they get the information if you want to do that. But having that persistent chat helps with the overseas and not just overseas. Co-located or non-co-located teams helps everywhere, because you have doctor's appointments and stuff that you can't make it. And by doing it in the persistent chat, you have that. But make that part of the team norms. You know, it helps to establish that. If you're going to have a conversation early in the morning, how you want to communicate, put that in the team norms, because it takes that pressure away from people thinking, oh, I'm the exception. No, it's part of the norms. We can do it this way if we have to. We don't want to do it all the time, Now, what I would also emphasize is, you know, more of an exception than not the rule. The exception, if you can't make it, or you have to do something, or you don't feel safe because of daylight savings time, you can do that. And then also write in the team norms. What are your working hours, right? So what hours in the morning to the evening, no matter where you work in the world, what can you do? So one of the recommendations for distributed teams is add that how you want to operate daily Scrum in a distributed team environment, so it takes the stress off what's going on, and people are more than happy to provide what they're working on, right? Take the stress out of the equation. And I really do believe team norms helps do that, because when there's a discrepancy or disagreement, you can point to the team norms, like here, our mission statement, right up here. And it's not a personal thing, it's a team thing. So it's not like you're personally saying I can't do it. No, we want you to tell us when you're blocked. We want it to be, maybe even in team norms, you're right. If it's taking more than 2 days to do a task, then you let the team know. Probably never thought of that one, did you? But you should, because then everybody knows that we want to get all our tasks done in 2 days. It's a team norm. We all agreed to it. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. Okay. So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Why do I have 94? Oh, that was October. Look at wrong day. It's show 108, right? There we go. There we go. I got two. You're gonna get a bonus today because I was reading the wrong one, and this is my notes. Such a good ball. It's 5 a.m. What do you want from me? Anyway, so we talked about daily Scrum, and actually that was pretty good about the team norms. And I wonder if I ate up one of my next shows. We'll find out. I don't know. Anyway, actually worked out pretty good. The other one, so you're gonna get two more. Another thing on dailies, in the daily Scrum, and I mentioned this in multiple shows. Make a quick list of who's speaking. The reason why it's good, because when you're on the phone, and it could be here in the States, it could be overseas, it could be anywhere. You make a list who's going to go next, and you just read through the list. And reason why you do that, it keeps daily Scrum tight. It keeps it quick. If you go, who's on the phone? I'm on the phone. Greg's on the phone. Beep, 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 right? It just destroys the daily Scrum. I'm serious. It really does. And but people can't see that. I'm like, can't you see it's getting destroyed? So, but if you have a list and everybody agrees, hey, we're starting at 8 o'clock or a.m. in the morning or 7 a.m. here on the East Coast, right? You start your daily Scrum because it helps people overseas so they can go home at a decent hour. You go Greg, Sally, Peter, Paul, Muhammad, whatever, and just keep going in the list, and you read this list. Everybody knows the list. Everybody knows who's next. It's part of it. They know your name's going to be called next. And if they don't, you could just say Greg, Peter, John, and just go boom, boom, boom. And Ganesh, whoever's on there. Mention people I know, right? But you can do that, and it goes much smoother than who's next in the row, because you can't see anybody, right? So I really recommend making a list of names and go through the names. It's really helpful with distributed teams, whether you're overseas or here. We got people all over the planet on our teams. All right. So the third one that I'm going to talk about, boy, we're getting a lot of them. Recording demos. We talked about a lot of recording stuff, right? So a lot of times here in the States, we have demonstrations with clients, and they're not up at 5 a.m. in the morning and things like that. You have stakeholders who want to see the product and everything. I really recommend videotaping, or not videotaping, or recording the demos online with audio and video, and then put them on SharePoint or some cloud-based storage location so you can reference it later. And you should have a whole series of those demos. It'd be interesting to hear how it goes. It's a beautiful thing when you have all these demos recorded, and anybody can go in there at any time and see how it was done, because it also might help you in your coding later, by the way. You're like, what did we do on that last one? Let's go play back the demo we did. I know it was a demo. We recorded that. I don't have to remember nothing. All my brain is set for just coding and testing stuff. I don't have to remember anything, right? Because it's all recorded. So recording it. Now, another thing I would do, which is totally radical, I don't know. Let me know if you do it, but I'm going to say it's radical because I just came up with it. I wrote this down. This is what I was thinking during daylight savings time, all the things that you could do. Have the people offshore demo product. Let's say they can't make it because it's later in the day. Have them record the code. Have them demo the software and make a recording of their demonstration. Maybe there's more people offshore. Maybe it's just a team and they're demoing for the team, and then later on you can share that piece of demo with the business customers and the stakeholders later in the day. That would be awesome, because I do respect everybody's coding and testing and contribution to the teams. So why not let them demo? Why not let them at the offshore locations or remote locations that are normally part of the team participate in the demo, and not just participate where they're just listening. It's like, I want you to give the demo. Take that challenge. I think that's an awesome. I have to make that as a challenge. I have to make a video clip. So the challenge is, have your distributed team members pre-record demonstrations for your sprint review and provide that to the customer. So that's your challenge. See how good you are as a Scrum Master. See how good you are as a team, and have your offshore, remote located, your onesie-twosie people that are all somewhere else in the continental United States or whatever, record the demo for your team for later playback. I like that one. We're going to go with that. So with that, it's 12 minutes into the show. I'm going to give some of your time back. Did want to talk about, the GIF. I wrote down, was the next one, and I don't think I talked about, but the idea of getting things done and celebrating that is one of the secret sauces to Scrum and Agile. And let your teams finish the work, right? And celebrate. Once they do, they get so excited. This little trophy, I don't know how much it costs, but gets the kids all excited because they got it done and they got a reward. And it's just one of those keys to success. Cleaning that slate, cleaning that board. Let them clean the board off before you add more stuff. Anyway, with that, happy scrumming. You also have an awesome day. Got some stuff done. It works. I'll have to write on my next thing because we're at the end and I don't want to talk much more on that one. But one of the things, I'll write t-shirts on the other one. One of my buddies, we're experimenting with t-shirts for my nonprofit that people can buy. And again, go on the summit, watch the video. It's free for 24 hours. It started now until like the next day, next morning. And there's a bunch of other shows and programming on there that's free. I encourage everybody to get some extra learning and see what's going on in the world. With that, take care. Happy scrumming. Remember, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. See ya. Bye. Take care.